I started doing debate almost 3 years ago. And like most beginners, I thought debate meant one thing: attack. I believe debate was like a verbal wrestling match where you had to overpower your opponents, expose their flaws, and leave them with absolutely nothing to say. And for a while, the mindset worked. It was exhilarating. It was fun. It was exactly what I wanted. And most importantly, I was winning. Well, with the occasional loss. But over time, something felt wrong. Because the more I debated, the more I won, the more I realized that even if I won, I walked out of the room unchanged. My views stayed the same. My thinking stayed shallow. And the person across the room from me, well, they usually left just as unconvinced as before. That's when I learned argument doesn't change minds, dialogue does. About a year ago, I was debating a politically sensitive topic, namely lobbying. As someone brought in with influences on corporate influence and governmental power, I went into the room thinking that lobbying was fundamentally wrong. It was bad. I didn't listen. I waited for my turn to speak. But during that debate, my opponent didn't argue. They didn't aggress, but they convinced. They explained to me how lobbying had protected minority industries or amplified voices that would have remained unheard. For the first time ever, I wasn't trying to respond. I was trying to understand. And I didn't abandon my beliefs that day. They evolved. Because that experience taught me something powerful. Dialogue is not about surrendering your views. It's about strengthening them. We see the cost of missing dialogue everywhere. In recent global events, where countries and leaders choose arrests, sanctions, or threats over peaceful conversation, misunderstandings grow, tensions harden. When dialogue disappears, conflict fills the space. And you might be thinking, why is this worth for me to listen about? War is so far away from us. Well, it is not. Because I myself, on March the 28th of 2025, I found myself in a beautiful country of the United Arab Emirates, specifically Abu Dhabi and Dubai. We all know what happened. We had missiles, we had drones, with fire, we had a lot of stuff happening, resulting in this, and this. I was stranded. I missed school for a week because of the lack of dialogue. That experience further entrenched my idea that dialogue is not about agreement. It means recognition. It means realizing and acknowledging that behind every opposing view is a person, a human being, shaped by experiences, values, and fears. Just like you and just like me. Argument asks, how do I win? But dialogue asks, what can I learn? And learning isn't comfortable. It forces us to sit with ideas that challenge us. It forces us to connect with opinions that we don't necessarily agree with. But as Yes Theory once said, seek discomfort. Because discomfort is where actual growth happens. In debate, I've come to realize that the best performing speakers aren't the loudest, aren't the sharpest, and definitely aren't the most aggressive. They're the ones who listen. They respond. They don't react. They build bridges instead of walls. Imagine what would happen if we applied this outside debate rooms, in classrooms, in families, in politics, online. What if, instead of trying to prove others wrong, we try to understand why they think the way they do? In debate, I've realized that when you think, when you comprehend, when you understand, and when you give your opinion, you inherently get better results. But in life, in arguments, the next time you face an argument, resist the urge to win. Ask a question, listen fully, let the conversation change you, even just a little. Because dialogue does not come from pebble stones. It comes from building bridges, one dialogue at a time. Thank you.